Hello and welcome back to the Truly Bedrock server. Now today I'm actually going to be working on those blaze farms, so that blaze couple of spawners that I've been saying I'm going to do for absolutely ages. So yeah, we're actually going to do that today. That's going to be quite nice. So a couple of catch-up things that I've been doing. I've set myself up a little area of Neverwalk right there. Just tiny little farm thing. As you can't really automate this in any realistic way, I don't really see much point in doing anything other than this with it. So I'm thinking that I might make this spread out in a few different directions. Also, I know that Foxy purchased all of my Dumb Ways to Die kits. So I've gone ahead and restocked that. So hopefully he's not... Oh, heck. Thank you. I didn't know that. Nobody's been buying them. Suddenly all gone. That is amazing. I best check everything else now. Right, let's go and have a look at those... Heck. Let's go and have a quick look at those blaze spawners. Now, something else that you might have noticed is I've actually gone ahead and done all of the carpeting, which I said I would do. I did that in a stream the other day. Oh, I need to fill that up. Whatever. Blaze spawners. Right, these are the two blaze spawners which I need to do something with. I've kind of got a design in my head which I think is going to work. So I'm using these minecart conveyors quite a lot at the moment and I'm not going to stop. Sorry, tough. But we're going to go for one that goes across that way and then across this way to a trident killer and then just a little collection system. So this is actually going to be a really easy design, and if we get through this then we'll probably have a go at doing my Pearl Core course. Now these Endermen I'm going to assume spawned on here and teleported over here. Nope, what the heck? What the heck? How are you guys just spawning over there? Are you out? No, you can't be out of range because... What the heck's going on? How come they're spawning? They're not allowed. That's an illegal maneuver. Okay, that's fine. And I'm just going to stand here and watch for a few moments. So the reason they can't be spawning on the platform there is because I installed an off switch. I've got an off switch on all of my mob farms at the moment. So if I'm not using them, they're not going to do anything. Just to reduce the amount of lag that I'm adding to the server. I know that these minecarts probably aren't doing a great deal of good for us, but they're not terrible either because they're not doing anything, not colliding with anything. They're just sat there. So, yeah, I don't know where those Endermen came from. Anyway, the point is, let's have a look at this. Right, and this is what I'm going to be building today. It's pretty simple. Let's just get rid of that because I use... In my creative building, I'm starting to use structure blocks a lot more. And it's making a big difference. I'm enjoying it a lot. Now that I've got my head around it, I'm very happy with structure blocks. Now, something that I'm experiencing a slight problem with here is how on earth to kill the blaze in a nice, simple way that actually works. Because these guys are absolute jerks. They're doing weird things. Like, I don't know, there's a trident in the bottom there. I think there must be like floating a block off the floor or something. See, now they're suddenly getting the idea. I don't get that. Maybe they've always been getting the idea. So the idea here is that I've got these trapdoors which are actually meant to push the blaze down just ever so slightly onto the trident, but apparently that's not doing the trick. So I'm going to maybe have to do a little bit of research on that. I'm going to reorganize this entire trident killer as well because I've built it in a certain way and I really shouldn't have. Let's just quickly do that so you can get an idea. Right, so that's a little bit better now. What I've got now is I've put all of the redstone stuff underneath and the pistons pushing above. I could probably move it up by one block as well actually, but I'll do that on the final build. So what I need to do now is I need to work out a way to get the trident stay in the middle. Wow, that's noisy. I'll come back here. The trident stay in there without glitching out or anything and get the items and the XP to drop down. Because I would like the items and XP to come over to here and I will find a way to make it all work, basically. So yeah, that's going to be a thing. I need to work out how I'm going to deal with the items over here. Because obviously from here what I want is... Wow, that's so much nicer, it's much quieter. So what I want here is a button which I stand on or a pressure plate which is going to activate these. Because what you'll see here is that I've got on and off switches as well. because I don't want this to even spawn if I'm not stood here. Now this is something which might be a nice little discovery for some of you, I don't know, maybe you all know about it and I don't. But open fence gates don't burn and they hold back lava, so yeah, I've got a nice off switch. Also, don't block spawns, which is the key thing. Once they're open, they don't block spawns at all, so that's all working the way that it's meant to, which is awesome. Okay, and we're back. Now, a little bit of a jump cut coming up here. Oh, well, that's it. Well, the jump cut's actually behind me. But anyway, the point is that I've already done quite a lot of work. I'm actually in the actual Truly Bedrock world right now. And we have got the blaze spawners all set up. We've got the on-off switch all set up. So this is quite simple. Just an observer looking into a torch. When the torch changes state, it flicks the lava on and off. Quite simple indeed. I've got the system for moving the mobs all set up. So we're using the pathfinding of the mob to get them into the minecarts. I can't remember if I mentioned that or not, but anyway, it's done. The on-off switch is done. Basically, the only thing that isn't really fully done, I think, is this. We've got a standard kind of killer setup, but what I've got in there, which you can't quite see, let's just pop in with the my kitty pick. What you can see down there is we've got a stair slab, or a stair thing, and a iron bar. Now this is making sure that basically all of the items are popping out here. So what tends to happen, I think, is that the items get collected up there, they get pushed over there, drop into that little nook, and then they get pulled back by this one and then pop out. So I'm kind of getting 99% of my drops out of this, which is pretty darn good in my opinion. And then we've got the off switch at the back there, which you just saw, which is literally just a standard kind of thing. Little torch, going into a line, blocks some stuff, job done. I'm using the droppers on the corners, which is apparently like the second fastest way of doing it, not the fastest way. So we might swap those out for some rails and see how that goes. But basically, yeah, this is mostly done. Let's actually have a little demonstration. Now thankfully, because these are spawners, they're going to ignore any other caps anywhere, so it doesn't really matter what's going on down here, what's going on up there. So we're going to have like 16, 17 mobs just sat around up there. And all I need to do is stand on here, and then we can watch what's going on. There we go, getting our first couple coming down. Now the light's down to pretty much 0 in there. It doesn't matter, the blaze will still spawn if it's just low light level, even if it isn't completely dark. So there we go, first one. Path found its way. Oh look, that's interesting. Why aren't you coming out? I'm going to have to check and see what's going on there. I know there's meant to be buttons there which make them pop out a bit high. But that is very, very interesting. They're having real problems. So it looks like when I actually went inside that, I broke a button, which I shouldn't have done. And here it is on the floor, because this is my collection system currently. It is that bad. Everything's despawned because I was down on the ground for a moment or two. You see, there's a button that should be on this block right here. So I'm going to have to go up, poke my head round, place the button back, and then actually do the demonstration properly this time. Let's see what we get this time. This should be a lot better. Because it's a trident killer, I can obviously use my looting on the sword to get the drops. They're being a bit slow, they are slow, but the thing is they're outside of the mob cap there, so it doesn't matter. They can have hundreds in there, it isn't going to make a difference. See, there we go, that's more like it. So they're going to wander around a little bit and find a way, and what I tend to find is there's never really more than 5 or 6 just stood around there, and everything else makes its way in. So that's good, and then occasionally we get this. So if I AFK'd a little bit lower, it would probably be okay, but I need to find like a sweet spot. The problem is, if I stand here, both of the spawners are deactivated. If I stand here, one of them's activated, the other one isn't. So I've got to be right on this corner. So I might have to move closer but lower. But you know what, that's dead easy because actually this is just redstone lines. And where I stand, in fact, if I AFK'd like down below the trident killer level, that'd actually make moving the items super easy. Anyway, the point is now that we're going to have a quick look at how to do the item collection. Right, so we're back in the creative world. As you can see, we've got all this set up in front of us. Obviously we haven't got where this is going to be. I've moved the AFK point down a fair bit, but the point is that shouldn't really matter. The basics of this should work. So I've been trying to figure out a way that actually gets all of the items and XP out and all of the things, and this seems to be it. The slight problem that I have here is that there's a load of XP left at the front there, but I'm sort of questioning whether that is a visual glitch or not. I'm not sure. Either way, the items are flying to the end, so basically all I need to do is install this into the server version and then we're pretty much done for the day. So as you can see, all that I've done is I've sort of reorganized this a little bit to power this so that the piston's out. So the last kind of action that happens is this piston gets pushed out, then the other pistons push, but it means that the trident is left on a solid block. So when I relog, crossing my fingers now, the trident should not fall down past the iron bars that I've placed there to let the items through. Shouldn't. Oh, thank goodness, it's still there, it's still there. Oh, I got worried then. But yeah, the piston arm is going to stop that trident from falling out of this kill chamber, and it seems to be working quite well for now. So we've got a little clock going on here, and it does the job. Let's actually show you this in action. Doop. So I stand here, we let the trident do its thing. I've switched out for rails over there because it doesn't seem to be having a problem. I don't need to worry too much about there being too many things in this kill chamber for them to pop out the corners. So that seems to be working quite well. We're getting the XP pushed to the end. I'm just wondering about this XP here because sometimes that is a visual glitch and it means that the XP has actually moved, but it's kind of left its body. It's left its body behind. Its visual body, and it's moved to a new place, a new plane of existence. And the only way to really check that, I know there's a pack out there which will fix this, but I don't have that installed at the moment. The only way to check this is to log out and give it a couple of seconds, then log back in. Is the XP still there? No. So that implies to me very, very strongly that the XP that was stuck to the sticky piston head was fake. It wasn't real. I'm getting a bit worried about the fact that those oh no! The trident glitched out because I logged out whilst I was stood on the thing. Never ever 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 log out when your trident is killing. That's the lesson here, guys. It's my own fault. I knew that really, I didn't take any heed of it. Anyway, the design is good. All that I need to do is make sure that I never log out whilst I'm stood on the pressure plate. Like as soon as I step off the pressure plate, within a second, maybe 2 seconds, this is going to stop and it's going to be fine. So I'm going to go and install this on Truly Bedrock now. Okay, I think this is all finished now. I've kind of done a little bit different stuff over here. As I always do, I always show you one thing in the creative world and then do it a little bit differently. Anyway, the point is, I've got a redstone line coming down from that torch, which comes down here, locks this clock. So this clock is then going to send a single signal through the observer to this piston, which then pushes the items forward, which then get bounced off this next piston over here, and then they bounce in that direction. Now I've put an ender chest here so the items are actually going to align sort of just off the edge of this. So if I did actually want to add in a sorting system, which I can't see that I will, then I could actually add a sorting system down at the end there and have the items just get self-sorted very easily. Glass, because I felt it looked a bit empty if I didn't have something over there. That's literally the only reason. Over here, actual collection area. I've tested the concept of throwing an item in the bottom and it goes boing da boing, and it seems to work. So, should we just give this a little try? Now, this is where I found a good AFK spot to be, if I just make sure that I'm not standing too far to one edge. Right, so 1 and 2 both firing. Just gonna wait for this because honestly, spawners are so slow. Right, that should now be doing the killing, but I don't see it doing the killing. Did I lose the trident? I might have lost the trident. Okay, time to get up there and fix that one again. Right, that is the trident rethrown. Let's see. So we're getting some kills. Alright, getting some items. Getting some XP. This is what I'm doing it for. It's really about the XP for me. I'm trying to make sure that every single farm that I do is giving XP. I'm actually going to reorganize this a little bit because I want to know that I can kind of stand here. So I'm going to have to reorganize my steps into this area. But that's not a big deal. Right, we're getting the good stuff, we're getting the XP, we're getting the drops. I'd really like to be able to reach that one. Yeah, you know, drops aren't amazing, but I'm not holding my looting sword. Yeah, we might reorganise this a little bit so that I can actually reach everything and just see what's going on. But then once this is in fully functioning form, I'm unlikely to really touch it beyond just popping over here occasionally to get a little bit of XP on a few things. But I'm liking it. I'm liking getting the XP. Anyway guys, that is the double blaze spawner, all finished. Super happy. I don't know if I'm ever actually going to use this. It's more of a challenge for me to design the farms than generally using them, but I actually really like the idea of just having blaze rods on demand, on their own, with a little bit of XP on the side. As you can see, basically everything I've got has been fixed up just from a few seconds of hanging around there. So I'm super happy with that. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this episode from me, Groover, to you, wherever you may be. Goodbye.